Assalamu alaikum warahmatullah. We are back after this session and we'll start our talking about VITRUM Design. And we dedicated VITRUM Design with its unique title because VITRUM, in fact, is a unique brand. I consider VITRUM as a revolutionary in the smart home because of the function and the look. So VITRUM was able to combine a unique function, okay, the elite way of functioning and the elite look, a very smart design, okay, into one device. So let's talk about VITRUM because in all the devices that you mentioned, you as a system integrator will face something that some of the clients will need something very unique. So they don't want something that other people can buy from the internet or from any other vendors. They need something pre-designed for their taste. Okay. The other thing that as a system integrator also will face that many of the devices that we talked about, like Fibaro, they are available, the prices are available online. So this makes your profit margin not as expected because users and end users, customers will go and check online and will tell you why you are selling me that. If it's online with, let's say, 50 euro, then I'm expecting get it from you for 40 euros. Okay. The fact that a lot of vendors are putting devices online with very reduced price, most of the time they have all the devices, though they don't care about the prices. They have some old stock that want to dump, they don't care. They don't provide support, they don't provide anything else. They just put the devices, and once you buy the device, you are stuck with it because maybe it's not working, maybe you cannot install it, they don't provide support, and that's it. But they hurt you because the devices prices are online. Okay, while you can still defend that and tell customers the unique advantage that you are offering as a certified system integrator from Fibaro or from iHome Future, still it might be a problem. Then VITRUM was tackling those two things, the unique design and the prices that you cannot get from elsewhere in their devices. So I consider it was tapping this unique market. VITRUM, as a start, is an Italian product, totally made in Italy, okay, made and designed in Italy. VITRUM produces devices for two standard protocols. From my point of view, they are the major protocols in the wireless system and in the wire system. So in the wireless system, we have Z-Wave that we're covering in this course. And in the wire system, they have also devices that work with KNX, which you cover in other courses, by the way, as a KNX certifying training center. Okay, so VITRUM was managing to take the both sides of the wired and the wireless world. Okay, so if you get to work with VITRUM, then you'll be able to provide your devices for the user that looking for wireless or wired. Okay, the design of VITRUM, of course, is very unique. VITRUM was very unique in its design from the beginning. So with VITRUM, you can choose everything. So as you can see, you have the many standards. So the standard you have, the British standard you have, the EU standard you have. You can also combine devices together to get you some unique usage. So you can get a faceplate that takes 12 buttons as you want. Not only the size or the standard, also you can choose the color and you can choose also the fabric that the faceplate is made of. So they have the tech, they have the glass, they have the stone, they have the sense, and you can see the sense is very unique in its design. Okay, so first you can choose the size based on your choice. You can also choose the look and the material. Okay, so the stone looks like a stone or a marble. This is natural stone and natural marble, by the way. Or you can get the tech or the glass, which is sculpted in a very nice way, or the sense where it gives you very unique design. So this is the first of the choice. As you can see, VITRUM is being sold in two parts. The first part is the electronic part, and this can be for KNX or Z-Wave, and then the plate part, okay, the face part, and for the design that you want. And then for the electronic part, you can choose: do I need the British standard or the EU standard? Do I need it with one button or two buttons or four buttons? Is it a shutter? Is it an on-off only or whatever? And then you choose the right faceplate based on the material that you need. Did I need a tech or a glass or a stone or a sense? It's your choice. VITRUM also, the sense itself, they have three functions, okay? The look, the touch, and the feel. Okay, so it's the glass is already sculpted in a way that whenever you are getting your fingers on it, you will feel that there is a button here. So even if you don't see, you can feel it, okay? You can touch it. Then the C, because there is a ring on LED, right? Backlight LED that's letting you know where the button is, and you can control this LED, by the way, the color itself, the brightness itself, you can control, okay? And the listen, okay? Then you can also put an acoustic sound telling you that the device is getting on or off. All of this is customizable, so you can remove the sculpt, okay? The sculpture by getting a tick or an example. You can remove the LED color, so if you need a total black one, you can remove the color, okay? So in the normal way, it's not leading. But whenever you put your hand near to it, the LED will come on, okay? And you can also remove the sound. Okay, then you have the collection, the tech, the glass. The stone can be stone or marble, it's customized, and the sense. Okay, so you can have whatever color that you need, so you can customize the colors as you need. As you can see here, you can get the color from the real colors. So you got the real colors, choose the color that you need, or even a customization between colors, among colors, and you can get the combination that you want. And Vitrum will make it for you. This is the tech, by the way. As you can see, they have the backlight icons. There's 3 standard colors, but and you can customize, of course. Okay, and this is the glass one. This is the sense. As you can see, unique design. It's matte white. It comes only with white. Soft touch finish, as you will know. And then you have the stone or the marble, and both are natural ones, and they can come in many texture and many colors as well. They don't come with a backlight ring because you cannot put a LED in the stone itself. It's very hard to get this micro engraving in the stone. You can also put your icons on the glass ones or tech ones. By the way, you can put the icons. You choose whatever icon you need from this huge amount of icons, which group of icons. You can choose the icon depending on the function. This icon may be for a scene. This icon may be for a shutter. So your user can choose an icon based on their taste as well, which is very nice as well. Okay, and this is what I was telling you about. You can get the configuration that it is totally dark, but once you put your arm on it or finger on it, the LED color is coming on. Okay, the LED color I'm telling you about, this one is customizable. You can choose from the color that you want. This is the configurable RGB button. Vitrum also, okay, has a huge range of non-smart devices, the electronic part. So a USB plug, and Ethernet plug, so you can get all the ports from Vitrum, the smart ones and the non-smart ones. And the smart ones are Z-Wave and KNX, and they work perfectly with Subaru devices as well. Okay, these are also the sockets. So this is about Vitrum. Vitrum are expensive, let's be honest, they're expensive, but it means that a better margin for you, because if you take a margin of, let's say, 10 or 5% from it, because it's expensive, then the absolute amount of money is maybe better than the one that you get from other brands. Why? Because their prices are already published on the internet. This is not a good thing. Okay, so this is one thing. The other thing also about Vitrum that the prices are not known, totally customizable. This unique function will give you something. About selling Vitrum, sometimes it will be hard for you to sell Vitrum to a project for all the parts of the project. So all the rooms will be Vitrum. However, what we've seen from the end user, that end users normally get Vitrum and purchase Vitrum for usage whenever the devices are located in an area that people are seeing it. So normally they choose for, let's say, the majlis or the reception or the common areas, Vitrum devices, but this is mostly where they are introducing and getting guests. And whenever the other parts, they can use the brands that not really customizable, but they want to make sure that the customizable ones, the fancy ones, the very luxury ones, are in front of the guests. So you can sell in a project maybe 5 or 6, maybe 10 Vitrum plates, and the rest might be some other brand, all work together. Okay, and if you're lucky, you can sell in a single project, a single villa, 30 to 50 devices from Vitrum as well. And with the complete customization, you are in an area that no other brand for Z-Wave and KNX was able to cover. Now we're done with the lights, okay? Let's talk about the AC, because this is the second important part. Most of the time, what we see from users asking, they're asking for lights, AC, and shutters, or blinds, or curtains, or garage doors. Okay, so for the AC, these are the bunch of devices that we are using. We're using FCU thermostat from MC Home. We're using also FCU thermostat from Hilton. The design is very clear. Okay, totally black in Hilton. Okay, here is a blend between white and black. Also in Hilton, also have a white one. Thickness of Hilton is a bit smaller than MC Home, and a lot of functions in here. Or this is an FCU, this for fan coil unit, or you can use remote controls emulator, which you call as the IR controller or the Wi-Fi controller, IR controller, which emulate passing an IR commands, and you mostly use this for split ACs. Okay, any AC that you can control with remote control. If you got a situation where your thermostat is not compatible with this one, okay, and it's not IR, then try to make your situation, your current HVAC unit compatible is either with Wi-Fi, with IR commands, or with FCU. So small chart in here. So let's say that I have a thermostat in here. Okay. The first thing I check is this thermostat has a Z-Wave version, because many vendors now, like Honeywell as an example, they have a Z-Wave version of their thermostat. So if the thermostat has a Z-Wave version, then it's better to get a Z-Wave version, replace the current thermostat with another thermostat from the same vendor, from the same supplier, but Z-Wave, it will work with my devices. Then I'm happy. Nothing here will violate the warranty of the device. Okay. Okay. If not, then let me get a compatible thermostat from MCO from Hilton that will work the same like this one, but it's not the same brand. Okay, so I can replace the thermostat from the wall with a compatible one, a Z-Wave compatible one, and I'm nice. And now I don't have an issue with that. Okay, if not, if I cannot get it compatible thermostat, and normally we see this with thermostats or ACs coming from Asian vendors like Mitsubishi, like LG, sometimes even Samsung. They normally use their own cabling, so the FCU is not standard. In this way, I have two options. It's either I bring from the same vendor, let's say Mitsubishi, so I get from this device from Mitsubishi as an example. I attach it to my Mitsubishi thermostat. It will turn the thermostat to IR receiver. This way, I control it the same thing, like if I'm controlling a split AC. I control it with the remote as I'm sending IR commands to the AC. If this is not available, then I still have the way that I bring something called drop air, but then the drop air installer will have to customize the cables. In some area, this might violate the warranty. You have to check with the AC guys. But in this case, he will bring me cables that will allow using the FCU thermostat. So to make it simple, if the thermostat is compatible, get a compatible thermostat, or change the thermostat from normal one to IR receiving one, or change the cable so it becomes compatible with FCU thermostat. That's it. If you move to the shutters, okay, then you have huge variety of using shutters. First, you can use the Wally. This you can use the bar roller shutter. Bar roller shutter is still a micro module. You put it behind the device and you connect it to the motor. In this case, the motor, by the way, has 3 lines. One is neutral and one for controlling up. Okay, when you send the signal to this one, the shutter or the curtains will go open, and one for down or closing. Okay, so this you find it, and then you connect your roller shutter to the motor. And if you want to use manual control using buttons, you put the buttons to be controlled with the roller shutter. This is one way of controlling them. If your device is only using a dry contact, then you can use the implant, because the implant output, remember we used the implant as a sensor before. You can also use it an acton here, because its output can be pre-programmed and configured as a dry contact as you wish. So it can send no open or close to control a garage door or a curtain. Okay, so now we're done also with rollers, with shutters, or with curtains. You can also, by the way, use the MC Home. MC Home has a faceplate that also has a built-in roller shutter in it, so you can use this one. And this way, you don't know, if you don't want to use the micro module, you don't want to use Wally, because Wally also have a roller shutter. Okay, you want to use a faceplate compatible with MC Home, then you can use the MC Home one. You can also use Vitrum, by the way. Okay, attach it with a roller shutter from Fibaro. So practically, you can use Fibaro, you can use Vitrum, you can use Hilton, you can use MC Home, depending on the project that you have. So this for the roller shutter or clients, curtains or blinds or garage doors, you still can control from your system as well. Then you have the variety of controllers. You have the Wally controller. Controllers are devices that you program to make scenes. So as an example, this key fob, it has six buttons. You can program the buttons. So one button, when I press once, it makes some scene, control lights, turn off AC. I can put a combination. And when I press the other button, something else will happen. If I double click one button, something will happen. If it is a single click, then something will happen. So it's totally customizable. I can reprogram the buttons to make whatever I want in the house. And with the key fob as an example, you can get up to 30 scenes. Then you have the button as an example. It comes also with 6 or 7 colors, a little bit big, so suitable for children, for old people. And you can also program it, I think, for up to 6 or 7 scenes. You have the swipe. A swipe is very nice device. Swipe, you just swipe your hand or your palm in front of it, and it will sense the direction of your movement. So if I swipe from right to left, it will give me, I can program it to, let's say, get the curtains and the lights up. From left to right, maybe I can reverse that. If I make from up to down, I can maybe control multimedia. So it's customizable. Even this picture that you see, you can put your own picture if you want. I can also control the system using the UV app or the AOTech wall mode. Okay, AOTech is a Chinese company producing nice devices. So this is one of the devices that we use from AOTech. It has 4 buttons, programmable buttons, and you can just stick it on a glass or something or on the wall and program the buttons. Still, you can also control the system using Alexa or Google Assistant. Okay, now if you want to control audio as an example, so one of the parts that we need to control is audio. Okay, so how can I control audio? How can I embed audio in my system? The advantage of getting audio integrated into your system is the following. First, you'll be able to control the audio system within one app. So you go to UB app, Fibaro app, and then you open the app, and within this app, you'll be able to control that system. You don't have to open another app. So you are sticking with one app, do it very well, and that's it. And you also can include audio devices or audio functions into your scenarios. So you can make a scenario that when I open the door, music will take place. Or I can make a scenario where the prayer time is coming, then the adhan is coming from the system and changing its time depending on the sunset and sunrise, depending on the country that you have. But how to make my old speakers or home theater compatible with Fibaro system and the web system? It's very simple, using an audio streamer. This compatible with Fibaro system. So we are using a company called iEast. They have audio streamers, different type of audio streamers. Okay, from this audio streamer, I can connect my device to the speakers. So audio is being played from my device on the speakers, controlled via Fibaro app. Okay, using a plugin. I can also make the music source from iEast or from, let's say, a multimedia server in my house, or from online platform that provide music, like Pandora or Spotify. They can are also compatible with iEast. And they come with a version like this one. It's not with amplifier, so I use an amplified speaker with it. Okay, or an amplifier with it, or this version with a built-in amplifier. Okay, or I use this version that comes with amplifier, but still mounted, suitable for, let's say, areas where you have parties or something. Okay, in this way, I'll be able to control music from the application manually, or put the music or the system or the audio system in general within my integration, within my project. Good. When it comes to locks, okay, and let me tell you something about locks, because currently in the market there are a lot of cheap locks that you don't even know their origin. Okay, so in the lock you have to consider 2 things: the physical integrity and the physical strength of the lock itself. Is it made of good steel? It can survive brute force attacks on it by breaking it or something? And that the firmware and the software and the system containing the locks should be very very hacking proof. So in case of someone trying to hack, you should be using the optimum software from a reputable company to make sure that they put their effort in programming the device, making sure that the device doesn't have bugs or flaws that the hacker can use. Because at the end, the lock is the entry and the exit of your smart home system. If you cannot protect your smart home from the door, then your smart home system is totally not secure. So I always put very intense consideration in choosing the lock. From our recommendation, we use one of two locks. I prefer the Dana lock. Okay, it was made in Denmark. Now they make it in Spain after Salto bought it. The Dana lock is a totally retrofit one, so you can install this one in any door. You just need to change the cylinder. So you change the cylinder from the door, and then you attach the motor or the Dana lock itself on the cylinder, and that's it. If you have a case that you want to open the Dana lock, you can do via the application, you can do your mobile, or you can even do via normal key, because this key from outside is still on. The Dana lock is from inside the door. But from outside, people don't see it. They see only the normal key. So you can control the key, or you can control using the application. If you want to add a function for passcode as an example, then you use the Dana pad from the same company. It comes with the Dana. You can buy it separately also and connect it to the Dana lock. This way you can configure users and codes for people coming to your house. And when they enter the code, the right code they enter. And by the way, when they enter, you can get notified that now people are in front of the door, and you can do many scenarios using that, by the way, as well. Okay, this is another lock. If you want something, let's say with fingerprint, the good thing about the lock, it's totally retrofit, so you don't need to change anything in the door. If something that with a fingerprint, something like that, then you can bring the Yale lock. The Yale lock is also a very reputable company. Okay, and they have device for Z-Wave and ZigBee as well. And you can change with your lock. You might need to change something in the door if you're using Yale lock, but also it's a recommended one, not a good choice as well. Other devices that we use as well in our system, okay, you can use a valve, a Z-Wave valve, that you connect to your system, and it will make your system, if you want to close a gas valve or a water valve, you can use this one as well. So you can program, let's say, your leakage. When there is water leakage, then you close the valve. You can also use a multi-tone siren. We have the multi-tone siren like this one, and there is a single-tone siren like this one. Single tone will give you just a constant tone, while the multi-tone siren can give you many tones depending on the situation itself. So a tone, let's say, for alarm, a tone for someone in front of the door, a tone maybe because someone is moving, so you can program as you want. In some cases, you want to use a Z-Wave extender. Z-Wave extender will amplify the signal of the Z-Wave itself, not just repeating it, but also amplifying, so covering even a larger area and more and better distance than the normal repeaters. If you have something that you need, like for water boiler, then you can use the heavy-duty switch. It's 40 ampere IB 65. Okay, so it's outdoor and can take really high loads. This device, you put Fibaro device in, and you can put in the DB as well. These are mostly the devices other than the categories that we mentioned that we also use in our project. Okay, so this is for now. We'll meet again after the break, talking about the client targeted solution. So what clients are looking for when they are going with your project, because at the end, the client doesn't really care about what you are putting. This is not his main concern, but his main concern is what the solution using those devices is going to do for myself. Okay, so we'll meet after the break. Assalamu alaikum.